Now the way we created the config map earlier, it was not suitable, so now we are going to create config map as literal value. Literal mean as a constant value, you can say. So we are going to run this command kubectl create config map, and we are going to name it as a literal one. From literal key1 is equal to v1, from literal key2 is equal to 2. So that means we are creating one config map with the name literal one. And then we are going to create second config map, kubectl create config map literal 2. From literal name is equal to Vipin, from literal name is city is equal to Delhi. That means create literal 1 and literal 2 and get information about them. And how to get the information about them? Kubectl get config map / literal 1. So it is saying data, two datas are there, and name of our config map is literal 1. And when we are going to run this kubectl get cm / literal 2, so it is saying that name of our config map is literal 2 and it contains 2 items. And if you are going to run this kubectl get cm config map, it is showing us 2 config maps are there, literal 1 and literal 2. Now how to view the config map? We can say that kubectl describe cm / literal 1. That means describe command is always used for getting detailed output. So it is saying name is literal 1 and data, in data key1 has value v1 and key2 has value 2. Same way when we are going to look at kubectl describe cm / literal 2, it is showing that literal 2 name of the config map is literal 2 and data is city equal to Delhi and name is equal to Vipin. So that is how to view the config map. Now if you have to view the config map as a YAML file, what you can do? Kubectl get cm / literal 1 o YAML. So it is showing the output in YAML format, and where here it is specifying API version v1, data is this, kind is config map, this is metadata. Then kubectl get cm / literal 2 o YAML. So again it is going to show you the output in YAML file. So this could be useful when we have to create the YAML file yourself and you are not comfortable. So we can create the object in command mode and then create the YAML file from that object. So now how to use those literal input? So in our case, what we are going to do? We are going to create one file. The name of the file is going to be pod test literal.yaml. What we are specifying here, API version is v1, kind of object is pod. We are naming our pod as test cm literal, and container the name is going to be test cm, and image we are going to use will be Alpine 3.11. Image policy, if not present, that means if image is already there, do not pull that image. And this command we are going to run. When we are going to run this command, our pod will be active for 7200 seconds. Now this is very important. We are using here environment and we are specifying -name key. That means we want to store the value in key1 and value from config map key reference. For that we have to specify the name of our config map. That means we are going saying that please pick the value from our config map key reference, where our config map is literal 1 and key is key1. So now what will happen? The value of key1 will get stored in this variable which is in caps key1. Similarly, we want to store the value in city, value from config map key reference. Name is literal 2. That means here we have to specify the name of the config map, and key, which key we want to use, city. So view your YAML file for creating pod, this one. Here we are using the environment. Now we can specify individual key that we need to insert into the containers. We want to store value of key1 from config map literal 1 into variable key1, and store variable of value of key city from config map literal 2 into environment variable this city. Now please remember, this is in small and this is caps. This is small this caps. That means we are storing the value in variable which are in caps. And the restart policy never, and termination grace period we have again specified 0. So what we are going to do, kubectl apply -f name of the file. Now this pod will get created, and we can view the information also with using -o void command. So it is showing that our pod address is this, and it has been launched on worker2.example.com. So here we are trying to use literal in pod. Now how to test? Now we are going to run this command kubectl execute test cm literal, and we are saying that please run this environment command. Now when we are going to run this command, what it is showing? It is showing city has got value Delhi and key has got value v1, because in which we were storing the value in key1 and city. So only two values will be displayed. That means there are two ways to test whether a config map data got inserted into the container properly or not. One is run environment command into container in non-interactive mode. That means we are just running the command. Second is we are going to enter into that container, then we are going to run this command. As can be seen that environment variable city and key1 and their values are visible. Now what is the another method? Interactive method. Now for that what we have to do, kubectl execute -it test -cm literals sh. So here after entering into this we are going to run environment command. Now what it is showing, key1 has got value v1, and here you will be having another value city equal to Delhi. So here what we are doing, enter into container in interactive mode and run environment command. As can be seen, environment variable city and key and their value are visible. Now we are going to delete the pods and literal. So how to delete the pods and literal? kubectl delete pod /test cm literal. So this will get deleted. Then that means first we are deleting the pod, then we are deleting those config maps to kubectl delete config map /literal1. It got deleted. Then we are specifying kubectl delete cm literal2. It got deleted. That means here we are deleting the both config map. Now we will be seeing another option of creating the config map, that is by using the directory.